Hello Philly weather peeps. This is Bread and Milk. Wanted to give you an update on the weather looking ahead here in the next 7 to 10 days. As of today, Monday, December 6th, when this was recorded, we are enjoying some 50s and 60s in the Philadelphia area. Not the sunniest of days, but certainly mild, which makes sense. You have a low pressure north of us in Quebec, ahead of the low pressure, which spins in a counterclockwise flow, is drawing warm moist air from the south up the eastern seaboard. You have temperatures in the 60s in southeastern Massachusetts, most of southern New England in general, New York City vicinity. That'll be changing soon. You can see this cold front that's draped from the low pressure down all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. This will be coming through tonight into tomorrow morning. And you can see behind it, for the mountainous areas, we'll have a changeover from rain to a little bit of light snow before it ends. And some super cold air, relatively speaking, will be coming in from Canada. You have a high pressure to the west, low pressure up to the northeast. High pressure spins clockwise, so it's bringing cold air down from Canada straight to us, while the low pressure is doing the same. So we have a cold northwesterly flow settling in for Tuesday. And we look ahead to Wednesday morning when there's a chance for a very light storm system to develop. Now, a couple days ago, this was looking like to be a more significant storm, predominantly rainfall. This has since not phased together as much as was potential as of a couple days ago. So really it's a sheared out storm, not getting its act together till it's well off the coast, but potentially enough to still drop some snowfall. Here we are at 7 o'clock on Wednesday morning. Could see a few hours of light snow in the Philadelphia area. There might be a streak somewhere, not sure where, that might see upwards of an inch, maybe 2. But most areas will see either a non-accumulating snowfall, maybe a coating or so, just to brighten up the mood for those that are snow lovers, such as myself. So beyond that, though, it does stay cold through the remainder of Wednesday into Thursday, but then we see a significant moderating trend as the pattern shift occurs into next week. Let's take a look at that next. Here we are overnight Wednesday into Thursday. The blue represents troughs of low pressure. That's usually where the cold air is. The reds represent ridges of high pressure. That's where the warmer air will be typically. What we're seeing is pretty much the setup is exactly what you do not want to see. Everything is exactly opposite for any snow lovers in the Philadelphia area. Let's take a look. So if anyone has followed along over the past year or two, the ideal setup would be area of high pressure over Greenland up here. That's called the NAO, or North Atlantic Oscillation. High pressure blocks the cold air and keeps cold air entrenched in the East Coast. Right now we have an area of low pressure, which just allows the cold air to completely escape. On the West Coast, you have what would be called the PNA. PNA is a trough. You want to see a ridge in the West Coast. A ridge in the West means a trough in the East. We're seeing a trough develop in the West, which means, well, guess what? A ridge is going to poke up in the East, and warm air will follow. Up in the Alaska area, you see it, again, blue, trough of low pressure. That's been there. They're experiencing incredible, near record low conditions, above average snowfall. It's just been incredibly cold in Alaska since September, and that has not changed. Here we are in December. So we're seeing, again, the opposite of what would be ideal for snow. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen at some point this winter. But looking ahead here, watch the ridge of high pressure, the red area, begin to build over the eastern seaboard. Another small trough comes through this weekend with a little storm, mainly rain. And then look at next week. You warm lovers, guess what? It's going to come in droves as we experience significantly above average temperatures at the surface. Could see temperatures as high as 20 degrees above average. That would be in the 60s that are possible at some points next week. Hopefully we get some dry days, some beautiful mild days, get outside and enjoy it if that's the case. So what we have, again, a little snowfall potential for early Wednesday. Will not be much, but it's possible that some areas see a little bit of accumulation. That'll quickly melt, though, by the end of the week as we warm up, and especially after the rainstorm this weekend into next week, significantly above average temperatures expected. Beyond that, it's a complete another crapshoot. We're not going to bother talking about it. I am hoping that by the time Christmas, the New Year's range rolls around, that we start to see the pattern shift back to colder temperatures. But it's just too far out to say with any certainty for now. Let's hope for a little bit of snowfall for those that enjoy it Wednesday. Be careful driving out there. And we'll look forward to some warm days ahead for now. Any questions, let me know.